Chapter 11, Imprisoned. And here's a picture right there. So you can see that people are bowing down. Okay. It says, fishermen who were considered lower class citizens risked punishment if they did not bow low to lords and samurai. Okay. Despite Lord N's note, Manjiro, Denzo, and Gomen were thrown into prison and treated like criminals. They were ordered to get down on all four, bow their heads to the ground, and then stand up and stamp on a brass Christian cross. This act, called Fumi, was performed to show that they were not believers in foreign religion. Hostility to Christianity dated back to the 16th century when European missionaries came to Japan. They and the Japanese people they converted were accused of degrading Buddhist beliefs and preparing a path for foreign invaders. Manjiro, Denzo, and Gomen stamped on a cross, knowing they would be killed if they refused to do so. They were often taken from their cells, dragged into a courtyard, and forced to kneel while a magistrate questioned them. All Manjiro's possessions were seized, not only his boat, books, and navigational instruments, but also their mirror, medicines, and other items he had brought to his family. The castaways were on trial 18 times. They described the social, political, and military conditions of Hawaii and the United States. Manjiro's statements were the most significant. These were recorded in the book, The Narratives of the Castaways. Referring to the American government, Manjiro made the following statements. Oh, there's a bunch. Okay. The American government is said to be the best in the world. The character of the people is very generous and honest, and they do little wrong. America is working to develop its own country and has no time to attack other countries. There is no hereditary king in this country. A man of great knowledge and ability is elected king. He sits on the throne for 4 years. There is no distinction between classes. Even a man of lower rank may become an official. The present king is called Taylor. He lives very simply and goes about on horseback, followed by a single retainer. The Americans are better tempered than the Japanese. Okay. There were descriptions of a railroad, an invention which runs on the land, 23 or 4 iron boxes chained together, on top of which the cargo is placed and within which passengers sit. Manjiro also talked about the amazing telegraph, which uses a wire stretched high above the road, and the letter hung on it goes from one station to another without the aid of a messenger. In response to naive questions about stars and storms, Manjiro told his inquisitors that the Milky Way could be seen in other parts of the world and that heavy rains occurred almost everywhere. So here is a picture. He was describing the railroad as the boxes, like pulled by chains. So the artist drew this based off of how Manjiro was describing a train. Officials listened intently when this prisoner dared to disapprove of Japan's isolation policy. When a whale ship or a trading ship is delayed by a storm, there is a shortage of water and fuel. The Japanese government drives all ships away, whether the crew is suffering or not. The Americans seek permission to get these things at Japanese ports. The men endured prison for 6 months. Finally, in June of 1852, the 3 were released and allowed to visit their families.